Hello guys and welcome to my channel. My name is Jesper and today we are going to talk about a sunscreen. We are again going to talk about a sunscreen because it is very important to find the right sunscreen. And some people, they really like something that is tinted. So the other day when I was out shopping, I saw this one here from Roche-Posay, and they are promising something that a lot of people are looking for, and that is something that has a bit of a tint and also something that is good for acne prone skin and something that is kind of like dry touch, so not something that is very greasy and not nice feeling on the skin. So I thought La Roche-Posay, the company here, La Roche-Posay, I use La Roche-Posay products on my face, and I find it to be something that is not greasy. And this one here, they promise that it is really not greasy. So it was interesting to try it out. So this one here is an SPF of 50 plus, and they say on the front that it is PA and then it's 4 pluses, and then a UVB and a UVA in a circle. And I have written in some of the comments when people are asking about sunscreens that a UVA in a circle, is that something that is officially kind of like approved? Well, it is so that it is actually the companies themselves that are testing if it is good enough to have the UVA mark in a ring, which is the EU mark of that the UVA has to be at least a third of the stated UVB, so the SPF. So that is not something that is officially tested anywhere, and that is why oftentimes you can see if you have some sort of a consumer magazine, then they are testing it and they are being unbiased, and therefore you might trust them a little bit more. And sometimes sunscreens, even for well-known brands, they fail. So that is not unusual, but as such I would say for La Roche-Posay I sort of kind of like trust that brand so far. This one here is a gel cream, and they say it is anti-brilliance or anti-brillance. It's a French company, and if we look at the English version, they say dry touch finish mattifying effect. So I tried it the other day, and we can just do a quick unboxing because we are going to try this product here later in the program. So voila, like that, and here it is. So is the color you see here, is that kind of like the color you get? Well, if you look at the web page for La Roche-Posay, it kind of like doesn't really matter how this color here is, because they say it's a universal micropigment they have used, and it melts into the skin, and it sort of adapts to every skin tone. So in that sense, it doesn't really matter how it looks here or how the product kind of like looks when it comes out, because apparently it will kind of like suit any sort of skin tone. So well, let's test that and see if that is actually true, or maybe they have a sort of a different opinion on when something is adapting to your skin tone. Well, we just have a little quick look at how it looks when it comes out of this sort of a pump nozzle thing. So it looks maybe, if you have fair skin like I have, it looks maybe a little bit scary. And if you have very dark skin, it will also look a little bit scary, because it most likely will not suit your skin. Or still, well, La Roche-Posay says that it will somehow. So if we just kind of like smear it out a little bit, so you can get a better idea of the color. So kind of like looks like this. But will that color kind of like melt into my skin and just be sort of natural or something like that? Well, this one here, it is an SPF of 50 plus, so it's very kind of like high strength SPF, and we have spoken about that before, and I think that an SPF of 30 is enough in most situations. So I would say using this one here, you get a lot of sun filters on your face. And it is so that when you are using this as you're supposed to, and how is it that you are supposed to use it? Well, you are supposed to use for a face kind of like the size of my face, for my face and for the neck and for the ears, but not the shoulders. You need to use kind of like this amount that is in here, and actually a little bit more, because in here there is 1 milliliter, and for a face like mine, you need 1.25 milliliters, and that is a minimum. So you are actually encouraged to use a bit more to be sure that you get a proper protection. But how will that look when you are using something that is a tinted product? Well, we are kind of like trying it on this side here, so you can see how the color will come up. And kind of like, just to begin with, just use it like I think a lot of people are using a product like this, and that is they are using way too little. And by that, it seems like people are liking the product, or in general, and I don't like a product, other people they do like the product, and I'm pretty sure that is because they are using way too little. So I just have my normal moisturizer on today, and my usual serum. So this is not a moisturizer, this is a sunscreen, and a sunscreen goes on top of your moisturizer. So we are ready to give it a test. So how much? We need actually more than in this one here. So how much is that? One. Oops. And you have to kind of like squeeze a little bit. It doesn't really work that well. So after a little while of trying this product here, it is really difficult. Should you make it like this, like that, or whatever? I mean, it can be really tricky to get this stuff out here. But in here, as you can see, there is more than 1 milliliter. So this is kind of like what you need for the entire face. So we will just, in order to be fair to the product, we will just use half that amount. So I would just, as I said, put a little bit on, and you can see how it will look if you are just using it for something that is giving a little bit of a color, but it's not that visible. And that is obviously too little, because this is a sunscreen. And we just take a little bit like here, and then we put it on. So first of all, I would say, if you don't have a moisturizer on and you just put this stuff directly on clean skin, it most likely will be very difficult to smear around your face, because this sort of dries up really quickly. And that is, it's kind of like, it will dry up really quickly if you're having something that is going like really non-shiny and non-greasy. And that's kind of like just makes it a little bit difficult to distribute. But now, just for that little amount I put on here, you can see that maybe it kind of like changes the color a little bit. It kind of becomes a bit more warm in the color. But I have just taken a little bit of this huge amount here. And as we are, does it have a sort of a smell? It does have a perfume to it, and I would say it's not overwhelming. I would say some of the other products, the one I normally use, the Shaka Fluid one, that is much more stronger in this sort of orangey smell, and this sort of has a very mild perfume. And they do say that they have used something that is hypoallergenic, so they are really trying to do something that is good for your skin. But why put it in at all then? Well, we are now diving in, and we are adding a bit more, and see how that goes. But already when I'm touching it, you might see that yes, it does have a shine, but it's not a sort of a greasy shine. So when I tested it the other day, even that I put a lot on, it still came up very dry, and it didn't take that long before it started to be really dry. And still it has a sort of a shine, but more like a sort of dry touch plastic sort of look. It doesn't feel like it's something that is greasy in the sense that it is that kind of like emphasizing your pores. So we are adding a bit more, and still this is very little of all the stuff that we need. So when we have used the whole thing, I'm pretty sure half of it, so the whole thing that we need to put on one side, I'm pretty sure you can see a dramatic difference on this side to that side. So we just add a little bit more. And the thing is that when you are putting this stuff on, because it dries up so relatively quick, then it is difficult to distribute. And I would say, just the color wise now, I have a very much a different color on this side than I have on the other side. So we are now going in and kind of like scoop a lot more, because we need a whole lot more. Still, I only took the top off, so we need a whole lot more here. We are putting it on the forehead, because you want it everywhere, because you don't want to get burned. But you can say that the good thing about something that is tinted is it is really easy to see where it is going. Like that. So we just give it and we need something on the neck as well. Kind of like, we are still kind of like just taking a little bit into the spoon itself. So this is something that will change the color of your skin, rather dramatic. And I would say, now that I have a very fair sort of skin color, then it is very visible in one way. But if you have a very dark skin, this will be visible in another annoying way. So is there something you can do? Yes, as I always say, you can always go in and use this iron oxide, because that is actually what they are using to color these products. If you want something that is a little bit more yellow, you can just get iron oxide in a yellow color. So I'm pretty sure that you can see now that this product here is a little bit difficult to deal with. I would say it takes some sort of makeup master thing to kind of like make this stuff look good. Yeah, well, really, this, well, the only thing I can say that is positive about it is that it kind of like dries up quickly, but that can be difficult to work with. Will I put it closer to my eyes? Well, the thing is, this product here, I will not put too close to my eyes, because they don't really actually say on it that it is a non-eye sting technology. I assume it is, because that is usually what La Roche-Posay are good at doing. They are good at making sunscreens that are not annoying your eyes, but I couldn't really see on this package here that it is a non-eye sting technology. And if you look at the UV filters that are in here, there are octocrylene, and there are homosalad, and there are all sort of old-fashioned sunscreens in here, but there are also the modern ones, and it is rather a mix of old ones and new ones. So unfortunately, you cannot get this product here in America because of the FDA, but of course you can have it shipped to America if you like. But I would say, I don't think you will like this product. So I have tested it for you, and this is sort of how it looks. It is difficult to even out, and yeah, it is still workable on my skin. It has not completely dried up yet, and that is because of the amount that I have put on. But I will say, if you just leave it for a little while, it does come up really, like when you're touching it, it doesn't come off on your fingers. But it will take a little while, maybe, I don't know, 10 minutes or something like that. So for that, I felt it was really, that was good. But I would say, in general, this product here needs a bit of some work. It gives rather a lot of a color, and I just think this does not look nice on the skin. And I can of course just go in with my whole hand and then kind of like really smearing it out, and kind of like, yes, it starts to look nicer on the skin. And why does it start to look nicer? Well, that is obviously because now a lot of the stuff is on my hand, and therefore I will no longer have the amount on my face that I need in order to get the protection of SPF 50 plus. So yes, this was my sort of verdict on this product here. it is difficult to use, and I would say I cannot recommend using a product like this. So yes, if you would like to see more of this sort of videos, please subscribe, hit the bell, and do all the things you must do in order to be notified when I upload more of this sort of videos. Thank you for watching. See you. Bye.